back to our podcast with Brewing with Two Bros. Today, we have
a very special guest. She's a friend of mine from high school. We were in a class back in 2016, and I'll let her introduce herself. So.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm Francesca Markos. I'm a realtor with John Green Realtor.
All right, so
by the way, how did you met her though?
It was a chemistry class. I was like junior, I think. I think I was a junior or a sophomore, I think.
And when did you got to know her? Like she's a realtor or she's in the real estate
Well,
business
I
now?
followed her on TikTok. She has like, I think 200,000 followers or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Not that many, but yeah, up there for sure.
So I had her on social media, but and then I saw her, like her content changed to like real estate.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? This is interesting. So let me just talk to her, and then because we were doing the same thing. you know.
Yeah.
We just started 2 years ago.
Right.
And you did
I started
about
last
a year,
year.
About a year ago, right?
ago.
Yeah. So
All right.
Kind of
so
all the same
let's
time.
start from the beginning.
Yes.
You graduated the high school.
Yes.
And you decided to go into real estate, right?
So not right away.
Yeah.
I went to a community college for a couple semesters, but
Okay.
I wasn't interested in anything quite yet. So I just started working, and I found myself working at a leasing agency because I wanted to become a realtor, but I wanted to make sure before I put on all the hours and money into
That you
getting
really
my
liked it.
license that I
It works
liked
for
the
you, right.
transaction process just in general. So started that, and leasing is completely different than real estate
Agent,
because
right.
yeah, it's just so different because it's very like transactional. There's no, you don't get to know the people you're
the
working
people,
with
right,
at
yeah.
all.
There's
and
no
I'm
back and forth, no negotiation,
Exactly.
no inspections.
Yeah,
and all
this is
nothing
what
like
it is.
that.
Here's a contract. You want it or you don't want it.
exactly
Right.
that's
Yeah.
all it was. There was no, it was just like I didn't love it, but I liked the real estate part of it. So I moved back home because I was out in Chicago. I moved back home to Naperville, and I got my license, and I started at John Green, and I signed on there in February of 2023. So
Oh, it's last year.
Yeah, just last year.
14 months now.
yep, exactly.
nice.
And took my training course, and it just kind of like kicked off from there, and I'm
Yeah.
super thankful. And
I
I've
know. I
seen
see
so
her
much
doing awesome
success.
things on like her social media and all. Like
Yeah.
she's also a fashion influencer and all that stuff. So
That's how my social media kicked off. I
Right,
just
yeah.
like started gaining a bunch of people, like audience. People watched me. They liked
it's
what
like
I
get
was
ready
wearing.
with me. The get ready with me trend.
Yes, exactly. And that's how I grew the audience. And then they stuck around, and now I'm posting all social media posts about real estate, and it's really cool. I work with a lot of people from TikTok specifically.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy that everybody sees your posts.
I mean,
It's-
that's
Right.
how I found out she's a realtor. So
Yeah,
I would have
exactly.
never have known.
it's just random people that you either have never met or never would have met,
Yeah.
and they find you off TikTok.
Have you
or-
worked with anybody else that you knew back from high school? Or
Yes. Oh my gosh. Actually, I was going to mention this to you. A girl in the front office that worked in like the dean's office.
okay.
Her first name, I don't know if I want to say it, but I'll show you a picture after
Yeah.
this. And I signed on to John Green, and the next day I went out to dinner with my family, and she was there with her whole family. And she stopped me when I was leaving. She's like, "Hey, by the way, are you Francesca? Like, I used to be the teacher at the high school we
school,
went to
right.
with." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm a real estate agent now." And she's like, "Awesome. I need to buy a home."
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
I helped them buy a house. It was so weird. So
I know
yeah,
that's pretty cool actually. Like when you get to help
Yeah.
the people you've known.
it
you know,
was
right?
really
Yeah.
neat. Yeah, that's really cool.
So, by the way, how was the exam? Like the preparation and all that? Was it hard or no?
Like,
If
yes.
anybody new wants to do it out of just high school and then,
Oh, it's I don't want to say easy, but you have 4 attempts.
Yeah.
And you have to pass it after 4 times. And if not, you just retake the course.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
think it's impossible. I think if you know absolutely nothing about real estate, which I didn't, to be honest, like I still passed it. And a lot of people, you're not going to pass it the first time. That's normal. Second, third, fourth time,
gotta
I just think
So
it's,
I see a lot of agents like going through the leasing program first.
Yep.
Why is that?
just to, like me, just to see if you really like it before you jump all in.
Become a real okay.
Yeah,
Just to get
because it
hang
is
of
a lot of money. Your annual dues that you have to pay to be on the board, and
Yeah.
there's a lot to it.
Right.
So I just wanted to test it out first before jumping
Sure.
all in. So yeah,
So, by the way, how are you liking it though?
I'm obsessed with it.
Do you like going back and forth, negotiation, inspections?
So, yeah.
Showing the houses.
I honestly love it all, and a lot of people complain about, oh, I gotta drive here and then
Yeah.
drive there and da-da-da, whatever. It's so fun though, honestly, especially I know everyone loves being a listing agent, and I love being a listing agent as well, but buyer's agents, it's a little more fulfilling because once you buy the home, they are a little more happy. When you're selling a home, you're letting go of like an old chapter, and
Old
it's not
chapter, yeah.
it's not it's exciting, but it's not as
It's exciting for the one
fulfilling.
party,
Right,
and then
right.
Exactly.
depends on who you're representing, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So I love more so the buy side because it's a
Yeah.
little more fulfilling that way.
Nice.
True.
Yeah.
So you're the buyer's agent now.
I'm list agent,
mean,
buyer's
list or
agent,
buyers, yeah,
whatever, for
okay.
rentals and sales, but I just love the buyer's
Buyers.
side.
So
yeah.
if anybody has to buy a house and they have never bought a house in their life first,
Okay.
and they're first time home buyers,
Yeah.
you can say. So what is the first step? What should they should do first? They should come to you, or they should go to the lender first, like,
So-
or you provide the lenders also.
So, yeah, I've built a team of great lenders, inspectors, attorneys, all the above, just all
Yeah.
the vendors that you are going to need in the transaction process. So, I always like when they come to me first because I can provide those people to them.
Yeah.
So, I'm just comfortable working with the people that I've provided because I know they get the job done and quick and correctly. So, I always say, come to me first. We'll sit down. We'll have a whole buyer's interview. So within the buyer interview, we talk about first things first, where do you want to live? Like, give me towns, locations, where you work. I try to get all the background because let's say it's a new couple or something. What do you want to do? In the long run, are you guys getting married? Are you having kids? Because we have to think about that type
Even
of
the
stuff.
school districts matter a
Exactly.
lot
Like
now,
even you're 20 right now, you're buying a home. In maybe 7 years, you're going to pop out a kid. You're going to want to be in a good school zone. You know what I mean? So we just have to. I like getting really familiar with
No, that's right.
the people that I'm working with. So figure out where they want to live, all their important wants and needs, and then talk about price range. For first-time home buyers, there are a lot of different types of loan programs and grants that you're able to get approved, especially in today's market.
Right.
Just because it is very hard if you're not familiar with the process.
So there's like FHA, there's VA, I think.
There's FHA, VA, and then conventional as well.
Right. That's a regular one.
Those are the top 3 regular ones. Within them, there's different types of programs, though, that help first-time home buyers. So then after we talk about the home buying process, ask all those questions, everything like that, I'll just go through all of the homes out there within an idea of what their price range is. Then I connect them with a lender, just so they're comfortable with me and that they take my referral of this
right, yeah.
lender, because I don't want to just be like, hey, talk to the bank, then talk to me,
True, yeah.
So
Totally makes sense.
then they get that pre-approval, start showing homes, and throughout the whole entire process, I try to make it as fun as possible, even though it is very stressful, because a lot of the attorneys and lenders, they're always going to be requesting documents.
Right.
Like one
Of
after
course,
the other.
yeah.
So they're going to get bombarded, but you have to make it as
It's
simple.
an overwhelming process if you're buying the house, like first-time home buyer.
Oh my gosh, it's so
It's
stressful.
a roller coaster,
Yeah.
so.
The emotions, everything
Yeah.
is crazy. But I always try to preface everything prior to it happening so they're aware of it.
They're aware of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you joined your reality, like the group, like
John
last year
Green,
of
right? Yeah.
2023, I think, right?
Correct, yes.
So that was, I think, a peak of real estate everywhere.
On the buying side, I would say,
On
like
the buying
the home
side,
buyers.
seller side also. People
No,
were
so
getting
it's a
overbidded.
yes.
People were getting overpriced houses. You know, like they were able to sell garbage for gold also.
Yeah.
I think, right?
You're not wrong,
Yeah.
yes.
So at that time, what did you feel like? Were your buyers were able to make an offer and they were getting accepted?
Yeah,
or
so-
like it was a
I mean, there was
stressful situation. going
Yeah,
on?
there was a lot of stressful situations. I worked with a lot of buyers, and I averaged out from one set of the couples only writing one offer and getting the home to people that wrote 7, 8, 9, 10 offers.
Yeah.
My average was around 4 last year.
Okay.
So that just goes to show some people you're working with for years. Like I was working
Right.
with one couple for 11 months, or I'm sorry, 10 months, and then they finally got accepted.
10 months?
And they were looking. So, and then another one, I met them, we wrote an offer same day, got it accepted. So it's
yeah.
very random. You just have to know how to strengthen your offer in other ways besides just the purchase price.
Just to purchase.
Because if you can't get somebody to write 30, 40, 50 over, understandably so,
Right.
you have to make it strong in other ways, and that's just something
Sure.
you kind of learn. And if you're working with buyers after a while, they're going to get tired of losing out, so they'll listen to you and let you know, like,
Right.
I'll listen to
Yeah.
whatever your terms
tell
are
me,
and
right.
let's go from there.
So,
Yeah.
like, as an agent, do you suggest your buyers to just, like, most of the time, like, we as an investor, what we do,
Yes.
to make our offer like stand out or make it strong,
Mm-hmm.
we give them a list price. We don't go over or under something like that. But with that also we take out the like no inspection or no appraisal.
Like we do like as is, like
Yeah.
whatever that is, we'll take it like just like that.
So a lot of people are doing that even just in the regular resale market, not
they
just
do?
investors.
they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of terms in the contracts that are pretty common right now is going over list price. That's number one, because a lot of people that aren't investors aren't paying all cash. They're usually getting a loan. So they're going over list price, and then they are doing as is. Some people are even waiving inspection completely, which I have never written to waive inspection completely. I just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But going as is, earnest money, they do. Usually it's only 1% of the purchase price, but some people are doing 2-3%. Just shows just extra like security. We're
That they're
really
about
wanting
serious
this
about
home.
it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then those are the top 3 ways to really make your offer strong, and that's what we're seeing right now. And then quick close, and we can't waive inspection and like write that off right away because we have to go through the bank for that. But
Right.
besides that, yeah, it's kind of the same of how you guys write offers right now too.
We're kind of, sometimes we are like aggressive, sometimes we are like lowballing way too much.
That's
And then she's
okay,
like,
though.
are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, I'm very sure I want to do this. And like, I kind of feel bad of like, she's doing so much for us.
No,
and then
you
we're, like,
can't feel
lowballing
bad.
it.
Don't feel bad, because number one, it's my job, but also, hey,
Yeah.
what if they finally are just tired of not being sold and
Able
they're
to sell it,
they just
yeah.
accept it? So
Right.
the only time, like when it's significantly under, I'll call up the list agent and be like, hey, would your client even look
Bother
at
to
it?
look
Yeah,
at it,
would they
right?
even
Like,
look at it
yeah.
or not? And
Get
that's
a
why.
verbal
So,
opinion,
so
right?
just to explain what just happened, because I didn't explain, I have to catch it up, and then I understood what you're talking about.
Okay, got it.
So for
Sorry.
everybody,
Too far.
so we put like over like 100 offers or like 150 offers a week. So we like we distribute those offers in like few different agents, and she's one of our like buyer's agent. So that's why they are talking about like we put a like a lowball offers, and then some agents don't like it because then they say like it's a time waste or
wasting
the
my time,
offer
right.
won't get accepted or nothing gonna happen, But like if you keep trying, if you offer 100,
Yeah.
one will get
One
accepted.
will
You
get
got. I mean,
Who
yeah, it
knows?
has to. I
You
mean,
know?
it has to. It really
Right.
does. Yeah. I mean.
I
you
mean, we
guys-
get so
it's your-
funny responses like from different agents. One of them said, "Are you missing a zero?"
Oh my
I was like, "No, I'm
gosh.
serious about my offer."
That's so disrespectful.
like
though.
that's the
Like,
problem.
that's
It's still in the
crazy.
market. It's been a year.
Yeah,
I'm still
like,
willing
they
to buy
gotta
it,
give in.
but it's at 50% of the list price. I'll take it.
Wow.
But he's like, "You're missing a zero, man." I was like, "That's just what it is,
Huh.
No, but some buyer's agent also, like I have encountered those agents also. They said like, tell me your offer first, then I'll write it up. I said, okay, here's my offer. And they just out of the bat said they said, I don't want to work with you. I said,
Yeah.
like,
Okay, well that's
what's
a
the
bit
problem?
that's
You
a
know?
bit ridiculous.
Right.
I think
Some
you should,
agents are like that.
Yeah.
And then personally, me also, I can't work with those agents who don't want to listen what I'm saying.
right. I
Like,
mean, they
it's
work
me,
for
I'm the
you.
one who
Yeah.
buying it.
Exactly.
It has to make work. Like it has to make sense to me,
Right.
not you.
We
like,
might do 100 mistakes, but we are ready to like fix them. We'll fix them eventually, like
Right.
going through the process. Like just now, like last week or so, we put a rental on the market which was
Yes.
overpriced.
Correct.
We know we're starting with the overpriced, but we were just shooting for the
Might
best.
as well try it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
If you-
then we lowered the price couple days ago, I think, and we might lower more in couple days more
Yeah.
if you don't get any
Yeah.
response or anything.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
okay.
Right.
But if you're ready to work with us, we are like, we can move the things around.
Yeah. And
So
it's
it-
really just like you guys aren't in dire need to rent it out right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
it's-
we're okay
you're
holding it for a little
fine.
bit, so-
Yeah, you're fine testing the market a bit, which
Right.
is why I'm totally fine listing overpriced for a little bit and see where it goes.
Where it goes,
Obviously,
right.
we had to do that price drop, and we are seeing that activity now with showings, and
Right.
Right.
we got an application in too.
Right.
So it's obviously smarter to go lower, but as of right now, we're
Exactly.
still seeing activity.
Yeah.
So it's really just
It's just the right
dependent on
tenant
you
that
guys,
comes in,
too.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think like realtors are working for you guys, buyers, sellers, whoever
Yeah.
it is. And I mean, we have to listen to you. And there is
No,
back
but
and
some
forth where you have
realtors
to
are
negotiate.
like, I don't know what they have, like some attitude issue or some ego issue. Like they say,
That's
Have
when
you
they're
guys
like,
I
really
can't work with you.
experienced
Oh yes, we
that
have
bad of
so many
realtors?
bad
Yeah.
like realtors. Like
I mean, I encounter like at least 10 of them every day because that's what I do every day.
Ones
calling
that
people.
work for you, though?
No.
No.
Are they on the other
the ones that work for us, we are grateful for them.
Okay,
and so are
perfect.
they.
I'm just
'cause
making sure.
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
only
that's
give
crazy.
my business to them, like
Yeah.
because
Somebody who's,
I'm
like,
not gonna
willing to
go
work
take
with
it
us,
outside.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give some random person a call and tell them, hey, I have a house for rent listed for me. No.
we
I'm
don't even
gonna-
call the listing agents if you're gonna look at a property. I'm like, I'm not gonna call them. I'm gonna call my agent.
Yeah, don't
'Cause-
even
Right.
bother with those.
Yeah, it
list
doesn't make
agents.
sense. First of all, they don't answer,
That's true.
and they're like, "Oh, call to my office for what? You have the code. Give me the code."
Yeah.
You know, like keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about your first deal.
Oh, okay.
Let's take it
It's
back.
actually it's a cool story, I think. So I just got out of training. So I joined in February. Then March I finished training, so I was ready to like start my real estate career. And I have something at John Green. We have something called floor time. So what that is whoever's in the office, we get a schedule. You're in the office for like 2-3 hours a day, and then whoever calls into John Green, it directs to your phone. So if it's somebody just looking to buy a home, it's your client. No referral fee, no nothing like that.
Okay.
So I was on our floor time. I picked it up for somebody else, and I got an awesome call. They were like, "Hey, we're looking to sell and buy," and I was like, "Okay, I will be at your house this weekend."
15 minutes.
And yeah, I know. I wish. I was like, "I'll be at your house this
Ideal
weekend,
client.
and we'll do a seller interview and go from there." And so I went there. I did my first seller interview, and I was freaking out.
I'm sure
I
you were,
was
like, shaking in
freaking
there, you know,
out.
like,
Yeah, it
what
was
do you
so
even
scary.
ask?
It was so
Did
scary.
you take somebody with you, or just you
No,
just went
no.
alone?
So I prepped all with. I have great realtors that are always willing to help at our company. So I sat down. I practiced with them for hours. You have no idea how much I was freaking out. It was funny.
This should have been a vlog.
I was freaking out. Anyway, so I went in there. I did the buyer or the seller interview, and then he goes, "Okay, great. Like we'll call you back. We've interviewed 3 other people. Like you were the last." And I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were like talking with other people." So when I went back to the office, I was like, "Oh, he interviewed other people. I'm probably the least experienced because I definitely was at that time." And I got a call the next day. And he was like, "Hey, we want to
You're the
use
one?
you. Like, let's move forward." I was ecstatic. Like, I did not expect that. phone
Even
call
for
to
me,
be
I just
good.
love how confident she is. And she's like, she got so much knowledge in every field. Like,
Thank
she
you.
answers right away.
Yeah.
It
That's
was,
the best thing.
and that's what I try. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to be honest. I
Yeah.
don't know it. I'll figure it out, and I'll get back to you as soon as
Just
I
like
can.
this morning,
So,
I asked her if the voucher is going to work for us. She's like, "Let me find out for you."
Yeah.
Calls
Who's
me like in
gonna
an
work for
hour.
her?
So there was a voucher for a Section 8 tenant.
Yeah, okay,
but
okay.
it's a CHA,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
so yeah, I always try to answer as much as I can, and if I can't, that's when
Right.
I come back to you. So yeah, they were my first sale, and then I helped them buy as well, and it was really
Interesting.
cool.
Double commission, huh?
Double
No commission.
But they were very sweet. It was good first clients to have. They were an older couple. They were just they were like, "Oh, you remind us of our granddaughter." I was like, "Okay, perfect. You
Put
like
me on the wheel."
You like me, right?" So it was good. There was a very calming experience.
I've seen you do like really nice things when people buy a home.
Every buyer gets an amazing closing gift.
Right.
I
Tell
try
me
to
about that.
I try to make the best little baskets. Obviously, like I'm not gonna go a
Crazy
couple.
on
Yeah,
it,
like I just can't.
course,
Being
no, it doesn't make
realistic,
sense,
but
yeah.
every client of mine, I'll make it a little different per person. But I get a basket. I make it really cute. I'll do really what's like important to them. So let's say they're really good cooks. I'll do a whole basket for the kitchen or
right,
something
yeah.
like that. And then it was really cute. The other day we closed and they had a really adorable dog. So I got a bunch of dog toys
Oh,
and
nice.
like,
That's so nice.
so each basket has something different, but
different.
they're pretty large baskets
yeah.
and I just try to fill it with a
It's
bunch
very
of
huge.
stuff.
I've seen that. Have you seen it?
No, I have seen it in a video. Or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
it's
not
like
in
huge. I was
person.
like, okay.
That's probably like it's my favorite part because it's really fun. It's cute and they get
so
super
if
happy.
investors buy a house,
Do they still
And
get
the
it?
most-
I could do it for you guys
the
if
most
you want.
important thing for us is money. Will you like put $100,000?
No, you know what she would do? She will send you a drywall. You need it. No, even for when we bought this house, that agent still sends us on every occasion. There's something from her.
Good.
That's like such a nice gesture, you know. Like people remember you.
Exactly.
Like
it's
if-
just staying
yeah.
on top of mind.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to share, like on your personal behalf, before we ask you more questions?
By the way,
No,
why
I
do
love
you-
all the questions.
Why do you give the baskets? What's the thought behind
I
it?
just think it's like they entrusted me
Yeah.
to help buy such like the biggest investment, honestly, because biggest investment for people are cars or their homes. Really depends. And I just think it's crazy that people actually like they think and know and trust in my skills and how I can provide for them. So I love being a part of it. And I obviously want to be in their lives consistently, because eventually they're going to want to sell as well and then rebuy, and they have friends and family. So I want to just be on the best terms with them. And it's a little gift. Like they're giving, like I get money for helping them.
They should
and
get
so I'm giving them something besides just a house. I'm giving them a gift.
Yeah.
So like you joined last year, you were doing good business. You know, you started with like double-sided closing and all that stuff. So during that process, have you done any negotiation? Because that's...
I negotiate. I mean, every transaction is a negotiation. It has to be.
I mean, no, like you mean like suppose a list price is 150, your customer is saying, your buyer is saying like, I'm gonna pay them only 120 or 130.
Yeah, so I've gotten...
Have you experienced that yet? Or because the market is so hot, that's why I'm asking.
The only time I've personally experienced this so far, because I've only been in the industry for a little over a year now, is during the holiday season. So a few months back, right after Thanksgiving, and then all the way until probably like the 3rd or 4th of January is really dead, you would say. So that's when investors kind of sneak out of the holes and come out.
That must be about 4 properties.
So that's like the perfect time to negotiate, because everyone's, you know, with family and they don't really care to be on the market or look to search for homes right now or at that time. So that's when I'll usually find myself writing under list price. So
And what do you think about wholesales? Have you done any?
So
I
don't know too much about it, because I don't dabble in it whatsoever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Does your company allow it though?
They do not.
They do not.
No.
Not at all. Okay. What about going like off market? Do you do any mailings or any cold calls?
Yeah, just to get in touch with people. And is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like is that mainly for like for you to get leads?
Or
So for cold calls, like lists that you get, honestly, cold calls are just not my favorite. They're very transactional. I just don't love them, but I have done them. It's where I've gotten my lists from are from lenders that I partner with, and they'll just have either a website that they're on or wherever people click and they want to get pre-approved. So that obviously means they want to buy a house. So that's the lender list that I would receive, and I'll cold call them. A lot of people, fake numbers, not interested, whatever, that type of stuff. So those don't really ever work for me. On mailers, I do every month, I send postcards to 2 different subdivisions, one out in Naperville, because that's where I live, and then one in Oswego, where my sister lives, and I eventually want to move out that way. And every month it's something different. I just want to be on top of mind constantly. So when somebody is either talking about selling in that neighborhood or just interested in for themselves, hopefully they remember my name. And because a lot of things that we do send out, or I send out, is going to be like, this month it's going to be a schedule for the Cubs and Sox game, and it's going to have my face there, and so hopefully it's just a magnet on the refrigerator, and they can just remember it. You know what I mean? So it's little things like that, and hopefully one day I get something out of it.
Of course, I mean, even if you get like 2 deals in a year, it still covers up your expense and then brings you profit in, right?
Yep, exactly.
So for the like for the first time home buyer, like you submit an offer, lender gets approved, and then you start looking for the houses now.
Yes.
Right?
Well, they get pre-approved, and then,
Do you get tired after 4 or 5 houses that the buyer say, oh, like,
no,
I don't
not
like
4
this.
or 5. After
the layout is bad, you know, the price is too high, or whatever the reason is.
No, because after a couple homes, let's say we're at like 10 homes, okay? And I see them pointing out, saying like, oh, I want open layout. And then the next home, they're like, I don't like how open it is. And if they're back and forth like that, I won't get frustrated at them. I'll just get frustrated with more so myself, because I'm like, okay, I didn't do a good enough job at getting what details and what they want. So that's when I kind of recircle back, and I'll sit them down and be like, okay, why do you like open layout, or why did you hate this home? Why did you like this home? Like, I'll go through it.
They can like narrow the research down.
Exactly, because a lot of buyers just don't know what they like until they're asked very, very specific questions. So then after that, then I usually see it going great. And we actually close.
So do you like to like provide a list of houses that you take them to, or like they are the ones that bringing that list in?
Kind of back and forth on that. So in the beginning, I send them absolutely everything, off market, on market, whatever it is. And then whatever they want to see, we'll go from there. Then after let's say a couple weeks, I'm just seeing no progression with them. That's when I'll start sending a home on top of me emailing them every day, I'll send them a couple text messages and be like, hey, did you see this? I emailed it to you in this big list, but I want to really point this one out because I think you'll like it.
You like it, right?
But I'll never just pick out a home and say, let's go see it. I think if I were to do that, it's going to be a much more higher end buyer because those people are very, very hard to crack, I think,
Sure.
when looking for their homes. But
Yeah, you're not buying home for them; they are buying for themselves.
Exactly.
So you're not
Yeah.
babysitting them during the process.
right, exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
Any negative experiences so far?
Just with other realtors and lenders, honestly.
That's
In regards to
normal.
like
That's
not getting a
normal.
response.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, okay, you answered it, so I'm gonna leave it. What else? You gonna?
How about like, have you planned to get any properties for yourself? Like it's just investment or
So yes
getting your
and
house
no.
or- okay.
I just love being a real estate agent so much. And I know it's going to be interesting eventually down the line. Yes, I want my own properties, investment properties. I think working with investors right now is the furthest I would go for investment pieces. I just think right now getting really far in my career is my main focus. And then I want to do the investment properties so I don't have to work as hard as being only a realtor.
Yeah.
So I think investment properties is probably like 3, 4, 5 years down the line for myself.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would suggest you're like 24, 25, 23.
No, she's 21.
22.
22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were same age like him?
No, because
though?
that's when I moved from India, so I was like a little behind.
Oh, okay,
Right,
okay.
remember?
All right.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're held back and you were September, baby.
Yeah, so when we came here, I was September born.
Uh-huh.
They put me a year back, and then I took a little break anyway.
Got
I'm
it.
like, you know what? Let me come back next year. That's what happens. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's why I got confused.
yeah.
So we're the same age then.
No,
Oh, yeah.
How old are you?
he's older.
I hate you. You bullshit too much. I can't tell when
He
you're
literally
being
does.
serious.
Who do you think that he's the older one?
Well, I thought he was older,
Yeah,
and
he
then
is.
well, now I know
Now
that.
you
But he said he was younger, so I was just so.
And I think when he
confused.
came into the place, you're like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I was like, you'd never met him before.
Yeah, it took me a second for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm 24. He's 27.
Okay.
So.
No, if you started like
You don't look
this-
27
That's good.
at all, and I thought you were 22, like me.
Oh, there we go. That's
Yeah.
the first time I've ever got
Yeah.
that.
Oh, really?
They tell me I'm 30.
When with your beard,
Beard.
yeah, you look a little bit older,
Yeah.
but no,
This is good then. I like it.
you look younger now.
Keep it clean.
Coming back to the real
Yes,
estate.
yes. Sorry.
She got into fashion, right?
Yeah.
That's how she is.
So I would suggest if you started right now, you know, like at 22 or something.
Yeah.
And then within like 5 to 6 years, you'll be all done. You don't have
Yeah,
to do
I do
anything.
go back and forth with that
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
because it is smart. I think anything is smart starting as soon as possible.
Right.
I just don't see it.
I mean, you just buy a like fourplex or like multi-unit at a 3.
That's a lot of money.
No, but if you look at
3.5%
FHA, like FHA 203K or just an FHA, it's 3.5% down. Let's say the building's like what, $400,000.
Yeah.
That's $15,000.
Yeah. I mean, I could do it. I would 100% be
Yeah, but
interested.
then and you're living for free, and then you have an investment property, right?
yeah.
Building in assets. But again,
And you can use that rental as your income for
Right. And
getting
next year
approved as
approved.
well.
You
Right.
repeat the process again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you can
I don't know.
buy
It might
every
be a
year.
little bit sooner than
Yeah.
2, 3,
You
4,
want it to
5
be,
years,
right.
but I don't know. I just don't see it.
Right
Definitely
now,
not
right
this
now.
year. Maybe
Right.
next year we'll see. But
Yeah.
of course.
Plus, right now interest rates are really high. You know, I think.
yeah, that too.
By the way, what do you think for the interest rates?
They were scary last year, that's for sure, because we
Yeah.
were hitting 8s. It's being really steady at 7s right
Yeah.
now, which
Like-
is good that it's steady, but obviously we don't want it to stay at 7. It's a little bit hard to tell for this year because of election.
Right.
We just don't know. Usually it affects it to be
It goes down.
yeah, it goes down,
Right.
but this year we just have no idea because of
Inflation.
exactly.
Because we just
so,
do commercial loans at almost like 8.5%, 8%.
Yeah.
We are like around that corner, so still kind of high. That's
Let's blame
More
everything
rents.
to
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Yep, that makes sense.
why. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying let's blame everything to COVID-19.
Let's do that. I think that's a
Keep it
good
simple,
plan.
right? Yeah.
COVID.
All right, nice. So, like, have you met anybody like any buyer or anything who's like, you know, they tell you one thing like, hey, I want to buy 2-bedroom, 1-bath or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then they switch it up next moment and they say like, no, I told you I want to buy 5 bedrooms and 2 baths or something. Like that. Like some crazy stories or something like that, you know.
Like people, not that big of a difference. No, maybe it's like 2-3 beds kind of back and forth like that. But no, not that big of a jump. Not at all.
We have some crazy experiences.
Wait, tell me a crazy experience you guys have.
You have so many. Like, you tell one. Which one do you think is bad? I don't have anything
doesn't come to my mind right now.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you that sometime later. I don't want to say it on the camera.
Yeah, okay. No worries.
It's kind of too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
All right.
So have your buyers bought a house which is not that good looking or something like that, and they had imagination that they can make it look good, or
yeah, absolutely. A lot of people renovate so much. One home that I just closed this year, in the beginning of the year, it was beautiful area, beautiful structure, but the inside needed a complete tear down, honestly, on the inside only. And they've only finished half of it so far, but I'm so excited to see the finished product.
Right?
It's very cool. And then also the teacher from high school, they bought beautiful location, townhome. It's a beautiful home, but completely outdated. So she's redoing it now, and she sends me pictures too.
Cosmetic rehabs and all that
yeah,
stuff.
it's all interior stuff, like all cosmetics. Just because people don't like the older aesthetic anymore, which is understandable, but they do that.
All right. If someone were to work with you, how do they reach out to you?
You can provide all my links down below, phone numbers, everything. Instagram and Facebook and TikTok is Francesca Markos. And then I can put my phone number.
Spell it.
I'll put the links down.
Yeah, we'll
make it easier,
my name's a little long, and I don't want to confuse people, but phone number, email, all of the above.
Cool,
You can,
I'll attach that below.
link it down below, and I'd love to help everybody and anybody.
Nice.
I mean, thank you guys for watching. It's been a great time having.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. And if you have any other questions, you can comment down below or email us, and I'll attach our information in the description below.
Perfect.
And anything else you want to say before we leave?
I think thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
It was really knowledgeable and everything. We were investors, so we know how to jump hoops and all that stuff, and how to make other people go crazy about it a little bit. But for the first time home buyer, they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
They're the
it's
ones
brand
that's
new.
being
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
That's the other side right there.
All right.
But yeah, thank you again, and make sure you watch our episodes and follow us, subscribe us, all that stuff. So thank you guys.
See
Thank
soon.
you.
Adios, amigos.